it's SK95. Now you're probably wondering, why was the episode delayed yesterday? Well, I got some bad news for you. The episode was delayed because OBS decided to fludge up, and unfortunately the quality of the episode was too bad for me to even bother uploading. So because of that, I'm not doing that. However, downside is, I did save the game. So I'm going to go step by step of everything that we got hidden item-wise, and then we're going to continue on for our lives. The first thing you need to know is that over in this corner, right over, I believe it was here, and then using the item finder, you can find a rare candy. Also on this route, there are certain Pokemon I forgot to talk about, although I'll say outright there was also an item over here. I believe it was the TM for Torment. Actually, no, it was a medicine item, I believe. So there's that, and then finally there was actually Pokemon on this route. I will talk about the Pokemon when we encounter them, so first things first, Tentacool. Tentacool is the only Pokemon you can get by surfing in this route, and it's actually a pretty good Pokemon. It's actually known for special walling in the game, and it's actually really good. So there's that Pokemon. I'd say outright, it's actually a very good choice. If you want a water type, you don't have a poison type, it's actually a great strategy involved, and it's actually doing really well. In later games, it's actually even better. And for Good Rod and Super Rod, technically speaking, both Pokemon are technically available on both rods no matter what, so I will talk about them when we get there, because guess what? This Fishing Guru guide gives you the Super Rod. Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's how much I lost. Thankfully, though, I didn't do too much in that episode, so I didn't lose my mind about it, but still, it's annoying. Super Rod gets you a lot more Pokemon available, and especially Pokemon in Safari Zone, but I'll talk about the Pokemon we get from the Super Rod. There is 2 Pokemon that are available, one's more common than the other version. In Fire Red, players get to enjoy a higher rate of Horsey's. Horsey is typically a Pokemon that's very generic, not exactly too good. It does evolve into Seadra decently, I guess, okay. It doesn't actually have anything too good. You can't get Kingdra until end of the post-game. So you cannot get Kingdras. You need a Dragon Scale, and that's not available until you get a certain other Pokemon. So yeah, do not have the chance to enjoy the Water Dragon type yet. Next up is more common in LeafGreen, which is a Krabby. Krabby is a physical water type, and as you know, that does not work very well on a typing that's pure special in this generation. So yeah, you're pretty much going to be using only physical text for Krabby and nothing else, which is kind of disappointing when you think about it. For Fire Red players only, you get to enjoy the Pokemon Psyduck of Super Rod at 1% encounters. Psyduck is a very generic water type. It's not exactly something that I'd say outright it's really good. There actually is better water types out there, and Psyduck's just very, very painfully average. It can learn Psychic-type attacks, it does learn them very easily by level up, and it's generally a decent Pokemon, but I will say outright there are better options out there. For LeafGreen players, you get to actually enjoy having a Slowpoke as well. Slowpoke is a water Psychic type. We've encountered this before on trainers, but we never actually caught one ourselves. Slowpoke has 2 separate evolutions. One's only available after you beat the league, so you cannot get this. But you can actually get yourselves either Slowbro or Slowking, technically. Slowbro is a bit more specially offensive and physically defensive, while Slowking is more special defensive and special offensive. So it's either depending on which one you really want. Both of them are generally very good and useful Pokemon. The problem is they're very slow, so keep an eye out when you want a Pokemon like that. Otherwise, you're pretty much not going to be able to do anything with that Slowpoke and Slowbro. You can also find Gyarados. We've already seen Gyarados as well. It's really just the evolution of Magikarp. Nothing really changes a whole lot with that Pokemon. Now, I might as well talk about one other thing. Unfortunately, because I lost the data, I also managed to beat the Snorlax that was sitting right here at this spot. If you use the item finder at this spot and use it exactly where Snorlax was sitting, you get yourselves a leftovers. This works on both Snorlax. So, in case you did not get the leftovers, in case you didn't get the leftovers, you can actually get both leftovers here and there. Just something to refresher on that. Lastly, there were nothing really big around this area. There were some trainers, especially items and whatnot. Nothing really too big change. There's actually a Hyper Potion right on the spot right here. But besides that, that's not really too much. There was Torment right here as well. I got into a battle. Alright, that's something interesting. Well, alright, I might as well talk about something else. There are 2 more Pokemon that are available from the fishing abilities, but only with the Super Rod and nothing else. Also, when it comes to Pokemon on my team, they did level up. For Pokemon that leveled up, George the Primeape actually managed to learn the move Cross Chop, a 100 power, 80 accurate thunder Fighting type move, really good to have. It's generally very powerful, and I would actually say outright it's probably one of the best attacks I can probably learn by level up. Besides that, though, it's not exactly too hard to understand how good it is. And I did catch some Pokemon during that. I also managed to have to go all the way back to... And, of course. Come on. I don't want to deal with these battles. Cut it out. Darn it, Chip. You wasted my time. Alright. Sorry about that. That was an interruption I did not have the ability to stop. With Surf, there's an item over there that technically helps you out, get you another item. I believe it was a Carbos. Off memory at best. I don't remember all the items off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember them, but my head's a bit foggy because of nonsense last night. But right now, though, there's another thing over here. If you talk to this girl over here, she gives you a TM for return. A move that's dependent on power based on friendship levels. Its highest it can go is 102, so it's actually really good to have if you have a normal type that can actually learn it. It really does a lot of damage. And actually will do more damage than strength. So, besides that, I did manage to get a few other things in this area as well. Back in Lavender Town, at the top of the actual tower, if you go where Mr. Fuji is located and sitting back when he was still kidnapped, you can, with the item finder, at exactly where he was standing, you can do the same trick you did with Snorlax. It would give you the item Soothe Bell. Soothe Bell is an item. Let me scroll over to it, because unfortunately I have no choice but to scroll over to it. Where it gives you an item that lets you increase the friendship levels of your Pokemon. You can give it to your Pokemon, it'll increase the friendship levels rapidly. Besides that, I tried to get a new team member for that episode, and also I use a Water Stone for that. That'll give you an idea of what I picked. Back in Pallet Town, there is a Pokemon that's available if you use a Super Rod, and actually it's pretty funny that you can do it now rather than later. Now, I'm going to warn you right now, there are two Pokemon you can catch. One in Fire Red, one in Leaf Green. Fire Red players get to have Cloyster, Cloyster's pre-evolution known as Shelder. Shelder is a alright Pokemon. It's very physically defensive. One problem with that. Its evolution, Cloyster, is Ice-Water type. So guess what that means? That means you're basically having a physical Ice type, which is a bad combo. It's also Water type, so as a result of that, it's actually weak to the Grass types that normally would be very good against. Not really that much, though. The other one, for Leaf Green players, get to enjoy the Pokemon known as Staryu. Staryu, as you saw from Misty's gym, is notorious for being a pain in the neck. It's really dang good. When it falls into Starmie, it pretty much can start sweeping and actually learn a lot of great moves. I'll say outright, it's one of the better Pokemon that you can get in Leaf Green. It's a Leaf Green exclusive Pokemon. So, because of that, Staryu actually can evolve into a Water Psychic type, which is a Starmie, which is actually really good to have. And trying to get a Staryu is actually not that bad in Pallet Town, because guess what? It's a 40% encounter. But besides that, though, it looks like the game's deciding to kick me in the balls, because apparently it thinks the Krabby is more important than a dang Staryu. So besides that, there were TMs I did use up during the episode that I failed to record. It was a Reflect TM. Thankfully, though, the move got removed afterwards for a while. We're not going to worry about that too much. I'm going to recatch the new team member. If the game could stop giving me Krabbies. So, be right back. Well, that's a rare encounter. Kingler. Well, that's actually pretty rare. I did not think Kingler would show up. What was that rate of Kingler? I believe it was like, what? Like, 1? It's honestly pretty low. Really, it's one of the lowest encounter rates that you probably can get in this game. No, Kingler's only 4% encounter rate, and I'm probably going to one-shot it with Thunderbolt because of that, so quick attack. Unfortunately, it's physically defensive, so as a result of that, Harden's going to make it take less damage. I'm going to try to catch this thing at least, because Kingler is actually something I need for the Pokedex, and I'm actually really close to 50. If I can get the 50 Pokemon in the Pokedex, I can get that experience here finally. Ow. The one problem with this is the fact that it's physically offensive, and Vice Grip hurts. Alright, good, you're fully paralyzed. So let's keep quick attacking you. Since I did catch a Pokemon, I'm going to have to go over the Pokedex data in the actual data. Oh, stop. Okay, now I have enough to do so. I also used up some Ultra Balls, but right now I'm not really too concerned. I can get the Ultra Balls back later. Really, it's just not hard to get back to Future City and whatnot. Really, it's not that bad. Alright, Kingler got caught very easily. Not too bad. Kingler's Day was added to the Pokedex, and now its Pokedex data is... A large pincer has 10,000 horsepower crushing force. However, its use size makes it unwieldy to use. Man, you gotta remember Krabby in the anime. Man, that thing is like one-shot most of everything else. Really, it did really well. That thing like swept the entire team in the anime. That was hilarious. First battle, it just wipes everything out. That's actually pretty hilarious when you think about it. And I'll be right back until I find the Pokemon I want to catch for my team. Finally found another one. I don't know how this one's hard encounter rate is just being a pain in the neck. Staryu is the next Pokemon on my team, and I generally want to catch one for my team. However, the downside is there's two abilities that they have. One, as you saw, I already caught one, but at the same time, I did use up a dang item slot as well as a TM for it. I did actually give it a Reflect. The problem is it comes with two abilities, Eliminate and... Okay, Rapid Spin. Comes with the abilities either Illuminate or the move Natural Cure. Natural Cure is the better of the two abilities, technically, because Illuminate sucks. It's actually one of the most useless abilities in the game. I almost said useful. Illuminate's actually useless. It's even worse than Pokemon XD. This ability is actually one of the worst. Problem is, I can't check Staryu's Pokedex data and data on the Pokedex until after I collect enough. So I'm going to have to keep catching it until I find a Natural Cure one. Because I can't tell. Well, I guess it's the best one I can probably do right now. This one technically has a Natural Cure for the ability. It's just more special defensive than special offensive, but at the same time, it does benefit against its weaknesses. Also, by the way, I did manage to get a Haunter when I was going up there to get the Soothe Bell. It actually was very easy to get. You can trade evolve it. Alright, so I did forget to talk about the fact that I did say I was going to tell you all the Pokedex entry for Staryu in both games, Fire Red and LeafGreen, because it's actually easy to do. For Staryu and LeafGreen, it's an Ignetic Pokemon that effortlessly regenerates any appendage it loses in battle. For Fire Red players, it appears in large numbers by sea source. At night, its central core flashes of a red light. That is pretty much the entries for both. So, let's get back to where we were at before, Lavender Town, and heal up, and then evolve this thing. So, I do have a nickname for Staryu, and it's actually something I definitely prefer. I'm going to have to level this thing up rapidly, because guess what? Unfortunately, because it's level 22 and not level 25, I have to level this thing up by natural circumstances, and also have to level it up further. I have 6 rare candies for this, and thankfully I do, so I can actually use this to level it up, because only Staryu learns move by level up, and not Starmie. So as a result of that, I have to level up my rare candy, and Starmie only learns one move by level up, and that's annoying. Okay, Swift is a move that's decent, I guess. Let me see the movesets. Water Gun, Rapid Spin, okay, I don't care about Swift entirely, because Rapid Recover is actually a good move to have. The only downside is I'm technically under level when it comes to this. Thankfully, it'll be level 28 before I do this. At the same time, I do wish I could have done something else, but I don't really have much of a choice. Normally, I usually pick a Water-type Pokemon for my team. I usually just pick Vaporeon and just end the day off, because Vaporeon's easy to just get right immediately. The problem is it takes forever to get a Water-type move. Bubble Beam. Okay, that's something I could actually use, but the problem is I'm going to be teaching it Surf, so no point. So, let's just give it the HM. I'm going to give it a nickname first, and then we're going to give it the HMs and TMs I need. Alright, Name Rater, I have a nickname for this Pokemon. Glimmer is a name for a jewel as well as a shine. Now let's use the Water Stone and evolve it into Starmie, because there's no point in keeping it in this level, because unfortunately, let's first get rid of Surf and Ice Beam, because it's frankly going to need this, because it's way better than Water Gun. Surf will pretty much outpower everything else, so really, I don't have to worry about it too much. The only real warning is that Staryu doesn't get any moves by level up once it evolves in Starmie, so I'm going to have to do TMs and HMs. Thankfully, though, all the moves that I'm going to need for Staryu and Starmie are going to be literally right here. Now, Glimmer is going to learn Ice Beam, which gives it an advantage against the dang Grass type's going to not like too much, so let's get rid of Rapid Spin for that. Rapid Spin, if it was Generation, I believe, 8, I would probably keep because it increases speed, but same time, I can't recommend it because Rapid Spin only stops hazards and nothing else. In a playthrough game, I would not say it's a good idea, but if it was a game that was more or less focused on actual PvP, or rather battles against other players, then I would say outright the move is actually really good. Alright, we're here where we need to be for Saffron City. So let's first go and use that Water Stone and evolve Staryu into Starmie, because there's no point in keeping it as Staryu. What? Glimmer is evolving? Our final team member is evolving into the final evolution it needs. Ironically enough, the Staryu that I did catch technically for the team was actually level 25, and its nature was still in special defense attack lowering, but it was physical attack increasing. So really, I'm fine with the special defense increase. It's actually very beneficial to both Pokemon because now I can actually handle it. Alright, so let's actually go over here. Oh, that tea looks awfully tasty. Huh, I can have this drink? Gee, thanks. Go. If you want to go to Saffron City, you can go on through. I'll share this tea with the other guards. Yes, indeed. Saffron City is now being attacked by Team Rocket. The store itself is actually decently unwieldy, and I would say outright you're going to not be able to go through certain areas with this Team Rocket running around. Keep in mind, Max Repel also increases the amount of repel distance by 50, so it's better than Super Repel. I'll say outright, though, it's still not better than the difference between the Super Repel and Repels of the other one, natures. If you go to this house over here, though, this is actually the last move of Starmie needs. You can go here. Wait, don't say a word. You wanted this. TM29 Psychic. You already know, don't you? The TM29 is Psychic. It's an attack that may lower its target special stats. The original game, it did say special stats. In the new games, it's special defense. So that's the last move Starmie is going to need, and there's no other moves that changes. Besides one, but I will say outright, I'm not going to worry about it too much. How in the world does Snorlax learn it? Weird. Alright, let's get rid of a move for Psychic. Get rid of Camouflage, I don't need it. Camouflage can be decently helpful, but at the same time, it's a really bad move unless you're in a certain area, and really, it's area dependent. So, now that I have Psychic, we're going to be doing one thing before we end off the episode, and frankly, I'm going to have to because, unfortunately, the main thing, Team Rocket, is going to actually take an entire episode to do, and I can't do anything about it. So, yeah, it kind of sucks. Thankfully, though, we cannot go to the actual gym. However, there's a gym that's open. This gym is known as the Fighting Dojo. Not actually a gym, but just a Fighting Dojo. There's no badge for it. Let's go in. This is where Starmie's going to get all of her its level ups and actually help out a lot. You can find all the gym trainers here, by the way. I hear you're good. Show me. Every single trainer here uses the fighting type. So as a result of that, we can actually get away with using Starmie and actually, well, Glimmer and actually get some level ups out of this. They may be higher level than us. The problem is, Starmie just hits like a truck. There we go. Yeah, see, there was nothing really too worried about, but Machop's not exactly a good experience, though. There are better experience points. It's like Machoke. It gains some special defense by level evolving, but Staryu and Starmie generally are really hard at in special-wise. And speed-wise, it's really fast. Did you just waste a turn to use Foresight on me? Really? Really? I'm just gonna use Surf. So I might as well talk about a Surf change that was changed from this game to Diamond and Pearl because it might be distracting for other players. Judge, 1 point. Surf hits both Pokemon and then also hits your ally in a double battle in the newer games. But in this game, your Trespass is in our Fighting Dojo. In these games, you don't have to worry about that. If in double battle, Surf actually hits both opponents and no one else. So actually, it's a really good move to have. And you don't have to be penalized for using it. Thankfully, I really despise the fact that Surf's changed. Because really, what were they thinking? All that incentivizes me. Of course it was revenge. I'm just going to use Surf again and just knock you out. I could have used Psychic, but at the same time, Psychic's PP is kind of low because, unfortunately, unlike the more modern games, Psychic's PP was not changed to 15 yet, so unfortunately we have stuck with 10 PP moves. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Thankfully, though, Mankey is worse special defensively than... How did you survive that? Get out of here, you dang Mankey. I know I'm minus special attack nature, but still, this is not needed. Alright, let's just get some level ups. There's Primeape. The Pig Monkey Pokemon. Psychic. Oh no. Okay. I was concerned, but he used Focus Energy. That's not even remotely an issue. Ice Beam. You have a lot of 90 power moves on Starmie and really a pointless critical. Alright, that's going to give a lot of experience for Starmie, and generally I don't even have to go to the Pokemon Center yet. Because little Starmie knows a certain move. Oof, I give up. Not many trainers here, but thankfully I'm going to actually get away with doing this, and it's actually very easy. Hiya! You don't fear for everything. I shall shatter boulders for training every day. If this was Emerald, Ruby Sapphire Emerald, I would have gone on a double battle. But right now, no. Arion sends out Primeape again? Oh, geez. That's like, what? How many levels above me? Oh, geez. That's 7. And it's so much faster than me. Oh, no. Psychic. Okay, a critical hit. Never mind. The focus energy only helps me. Haha. Oh, that's so good. Alright, Arion is defeated. Yow! You stuff fingers. Yes, indeed. And other guy, fight me. Yes, I was correct. Arrgh! Take your shoes off. Logically speaking, in a dojo, you're supposed to take your shoes off, but I don't listen well, do I? Mike, Tyson, is that you? Well, Glimmers is going to be sent out again, because Glimmers is going to need all these level ups, because unfortunately, Glimmers right behind in levels, and Glimmer has actually no gender, so yeah. I could have used Surf, but the problem is, it's not high enough level to actually utilize Surf, so yeah, kind of stuck with this. So, another Minky, okay, I'm not exactly threatened, it's using up a lot of Psychic PP, but I'm not really concerned. Alright, the next Pokemon is after this one, 490 experience. I think I'm going to level up from the Primeape that's going to be sent out. So, if a level 36 Primeape took an entire critical hit, that means this one might go down very fast. Okay, critical hit again. Never mind. I guess Starby really does not like Primeape. That was actually very easy. Level 30. Nice. Glimmer's already caught up to everyone else right now, but at the same time, it's nowhere near ready yet. Mike has been defeated. I give up. Alright. The gym quote-unquote trainer is right here. Grunt! I am the karate master. I am the leader here. You wish to challenge us? Expect no mercy. Whoa! The karate master of the dojo itself, Blackbird Kunoichi, sends out Hitmonlee. We may have a problem because Hitmonlee hits like a truck. And they're actually special defensive oriented, so yeah, it's gonna take a lot more hits. High jump kick. Aye, there goes Glimmer. Well, I did not want that to happen, but unfortunately it did. That's it. Drag, get out of here and wipe them out. Really, drag is my best option when it comes to wiping these stupid things out. Alright, hit area ice. That sucks. I didn't want to high jump kick. They had a critical, which is sucky because that's one of the worst things that could happen. At least that's out of the way. Hitmonchan is next. Hitmonchan's more physically bulky, so unfortunately it's not going to go down in one shot yet. Except Charizard just hit way too hard for their liking. 41, nice. Level up again. Kunoichi's been defeated. Hog! Arg! Bin! 888. What's the significance of that number? I don't know. Indeed, I have lost, but I beseech you not take our emblem as your trophy. In return, I'll give you a prize fighting Pokemon. Choose whichever you like. Both these Pokemon are gifts, but you can only choose one. The one on the left is let me check the Pokemon first. Hitmonlee, and the right is Hitmonchan. Now, Hitmonlee is a more physically offensive Pokemon. It's actually really physically offensive and hits really hard. Downside is it's weak on the defense side, but really, both are really good to have. The physical offense of Hitmonlee is better in the more older games. Why do I say this? Is because all the moves are fighting type moves, and generally it doesn't learn any other elemental moves, so it's actually really good. Now Hitmonchan, on the other hand, does learn all the elemental punches. One problem, all the elemental punches are considered special moves in this game. So as a result of this, you won't be able to utilize Hitmonchan's attack stat with those moves. Instead, its weak special attack will be used. Yeah, it kind of sucks when you think about it. So, yeah, when you want my personal opinion, you're better off picking Hitmonlee because it's a better Pokemon outright and you don't have to worry about the dang nonsense. If you want a fighting type, Hitmonlee is the better choice. No dinking for Hitmonlee, when you need to transfer to the PC, you can only get one. Because if you try to take the other one, better not get greedy. You cannot get two of them. Yep, you cannot get two of them at all. In order to get both of them in the Pokedex data, you're going to have to play the game either twice or have another one have a friend who trades with you. Otherwise, you can't do anything about it. And I'm a little annoyed that Glimmer got knocked out, but really, I can't do anything about the dang high jump kick. Let's go and heal the Pokemon Center and also end this off because I really have nothing else to talk about when it comes to this area. So, next time on Pokemon LeafGreen, we will be going to stop Team Rocket and seeing what they're up to. See you all next time.